Hey everybody, Laura Fangman here with today's Mash the Button Smokin Subdivisions edition. Wanted to touch base with you on what has happened in Stafford County for the month of August. We are now in the second week of September. I didn't get to you last week because last week was crazy busy with the first week of school. So like any good mother, I got my children onto the bus, and as soon as those little ducklings were out of the nest, I headed straight over to Target. And I spent a good bit of time there, and also I have a lovely new bedding set. And in addition to that, I have some lovely new information about the month of August in Stafford County. So usually we start this by discussing what properties were available under $100,000. And every month it's a real nail biter because we never really know quite what's going to happen because we have a pretty high price point area. This month, the other shoe finally dropped. We've got nothing. There were no sales in Stafford County that closed under $100,000 for the month of August. There were a couple that were under contract, but there were no active properties even at this point in time. So as of the last time I checked. So if that's something that you're interested in, that's something that we really need to kind of keep a watch out for and be ready to act as soon as that comes available. So moving on into the next price point, which is $100,000 to $200,000. The winner, it was actually a three-way tie, which was determined by lowest days on market, and the winner is Spring Valley. That's located, here's our handy map, in the southern part of Stafford County. It's off of just a little bit north of Route 17 off of Forbes Road. And that had an average of 5 days on market. So that's flying off the shelves. That's a Smokin subdivision right there. Moving into the next, which is $200,000 to $300,000 price point. And as you recall, that 2 to 3 and 3 to 4 is really our most popular price point in this area. 2 to 300,000, Aquia Harbor. That's up here at the top of Stafford County, just south of Prince William in the Quantico Marine Base, and you're right on the eastern side of the Route 1 corridor. That's a very popular neighborhood. It's a very large neighborhood. There's everything from very small homes to great big giant homes and brand new construction still and homes that have been there for a while. It's a neighborhood with a lot of amenities and things like that, so it's definitely popular, and it's no surprise to see it back on the list. Then if we go into the $300,000 to $400,000 price point, our winner, again this month, we've seen them before, Stafford Lakes Village. They're down here at the bottom of the county. This is the 22406 zip code. Stafford Lakes Village is a sidewalk community. It's located right behind where the University of Mary Washington has a satellite campus, and following, if you would go out farther on Warrenton Road, Route 17, that would be heading toward Warrenton, out toward the mountains. So Stafford Lakes Village, again, making an appearance on our list. Then we move into $400,000 to $500,000. The Smokin subdivision for that price point is Austin Ridge. And again, we're back up here toward the top of the county. Austin Ridge is another nice subdivision, nice sidewalk community, Smokin subdivision. And it's very popular for commuters. It's a lot of colonial style homes, fairly large neighborhood, but it's certainly a convenient neighborhood for people who are commuting north. Then we move into the $500,000 to $750,000. Making its first appearance on our Smokin subdivisions map is Seven Lakes. Seven Lakes is a really popular community. It's kind of over here in the center of the county off Stefaniga Road. It's an equestrian community, so there's a little bit of acreage. It's nice because it still has that subdivision feel with neighbors, but it has enough land if you want to bring your horses, and there's certainly lovely homes in Seven Lakes. If we move into the 750 plus, we have nothing. Believe it or not. There were a couple of homes that sold over $750,000. None of them were in neighborhoods. And there was one, it just barely made it onto the list. It was the high 700s that sold in Hartwood, which is kind of this 22406 area of the county down here in the south. And it would just be considered maybe a section of the county. There are several different sections of the county that aren't really towns, but they're kind of known by different area names. So Hartwood is over here, for example, over here in 22405, that's the Falmouth area. If you're using Facebook or other geolocating social media, sometimes you'll see that you've posted from a different area and it doesn't say Stafford. Oftentimes here on the western end of Garrisonville Road, you'll see it say that you're in Ruby, Virginia. And then sometimes over here, kind of south of that, when you get close to Mountain View Road, it'll tell you you're in Roseville. None of those are actual cities within the county of Stafford, but they are certain areas that kind of identify where you are. So Hartwood had a lovely sale that was in the high 700s. We didn't have anything crack $1 million. And it's pretty much winding down. Usually we see in our market this time of year, people are getting ready for the kids to go back to school, and our market really is driven by children in a lot of instances. So things have slowed down, school's back in session, we're now in the second week, and I would anticipate probably by next week, things will start ramping up again as people get ready for that fall market. And we'll be moving pretty quickly moving into the holidays. So that's what's going on in Stafford County. If you have any questions about an area that wasn't covered, or you'd like to know what's happening in your subdivision or your county, please feel free to reach out. You're welcome to call, email, text, and I will be more than happy to get you information specific to you. Until next time, everybody, take care.